What's up, guys? Back again for some more One Piece action. Today we got my live reactions, One Piece chapter 1084. So, if you guys remember, at the end of the last chapter, we saw King Cobra right outside the Gorosei's kind of meeting room, and he was about to head in by himself. We saw the revolutionaries, making their attack, everything that had happened at the Reverie. Sabo was kind of explaining what had happened and kind of how the headline came about, giving his side of the story. And yeah, are we going to find out what Cobra talked to the Gorosei about? What exactly, how it came about that he was killed? And yeah, is this about to be where Sabo reveals the existence of Emu to Dragon and all them? So I'm excited to see what we're going to find out. Let's jump right into this chapter. So starting off, okay, we got Luffy on the cover of Shonen Jump. He's got a skull in his hand. It says King. He's got Zoro's sword, it looks like. Or it kind of looks like Zoro's sword. I don't think it's supposed to be, but... Alright, and then let's see. Okay, the cover page, we got all of Luffy's harem right there. All the princesses and girls of One Piece. So pretty cool, pretty cool. But let's get into this chapter. Alright, okay. So it says... inside Pangea Castle at the Holy Land of Marijois. And we just see one of the guards right there, and it says, "Who took out the guards?" And it looks like he's on fire, so I'm guessing this is someone Sabo took out right here. And it says, Chapter 1084, The Attempted Murder of a Celestial Dragon. Alright, so is Sabo about to, go whoop up on Roswald and Charlos right there? But let's see. Okay, so jumping straight in. Yep, it looks like we got Sabo right there taking out a couple more guards. You can see them covered in flames. And then what do we got next? Okay, so we see Bonnie meeting Sabo right here. She's like, "You're Sabo, right?" And Sabo's like, "Huh? What?" And it says, "Jewelry, Bonnie. I think are both after the same thing. So let's skip the small talk." All right, so Bonnie must be aware of her father's connection to the Revolutionary Army and knows that Sabo is, the chief of staff of the Revolutionary Army. So she probably, put one and one together. So let's see. It says they broke into the guards' quarters and stole the slave collar keys. And then we see them. Okay, so they're running down the hall together, Sabo and Bonnie. It says, "I did hear about Kuma-san having a daughter. I've always tried to keep tabs on Revolutionary Army activity." That's how. Okay, so they're kind of, relaying like, okay, yeah, I had heard that Kuma had a daughter. Didn't know it was you specifically. And Bonnie's like, yeah, I've been keeping tabs on what the Revolutionary Army's kind of been up to. And then she's looking, okay, so Bonnie, she's looking at him. She's like, "I know you're trustworthy. I'll leave it to you guys to get Dad's body to safety." All right, so Bonnie, clearly, she already knows about his modification and how it's not entirely her father. His human personality is gone, and he's just this pacifista now, but still, that's her father. And then, okay, we see one of Karasu's crows and says, "Karasu, yes. What the?" And mission complete. Deliver the keys and tell Morley to get Kuma and the others back to HQ as soon as they're free. All right, so, okay, so that's how, and this kind of explains how they got separated. Sabo kind of went off on his own and ran into Bonnie, and you had Morley and Karasu and Lindbergh kind of getting the rest of the slaves to safety, so that's why, and getting Kuma as well to safety, so that's why they kind of all ended up at Kamabaka Kingdom together, whereas Sabo didn't end up there with them. So at least that explains that kind of whole situation, what's going on about that. And then, all right, so we see the crow. He's got the keys that he got from Sabo. And then he's like, "What about you, Sabo?" "I'll be right behind you after I'm done here." "Understood. Be careful." All right, and then, so I'm guessing the crow is flying off right now. And then, okay, so Sabo, he's like, "What's your next move, Bonnie?" All right, and then we see Bonnie. She's like, "I'm off to Egghead to see whether Vegapunk has a way to restore Dad's mind. And if he can't," and then, okay, and then right before she's about to finish that sentence of like, "and if he can't, he's a dead man." I guess they get spotted by some guards right there because they kind of get cut off. And then what do we have right here? That's weird. I could have sworn I saw so. Okay, so these guards down there, and it looks like Sabo kind of just grabbed Bonnie and jumped up into the rafters right there, and we see all the guards kind of underneath, like looking around, like, "Wait, what the hell?" And then it says, "It feels like there are fewer guards than ever around here. We're too short-handed to cover a tower this big. I owe you." Okay, so Bonnie's like, "Oh, I owe you one," kind of whispering it to him. And then it says, "Haven't you heard? you can blame you know what for that. And they're like, wait, what's that mean? You know what? All right, so what are these guards referring to? Or is this something to do, whether it's with Cobra's meeting or, whatever they're going to do to Cobra? Or does this have to do with the Celestial Dragons? Roswald and Charlos still trying to find, what's her name, Shirahoshi, and get her as a pet. There's a couple different things that could be distracting them that they could be referring to. And then, okay, so we're down with the guard. It says they're all gone because they saw it. Saw what? The legendary Phantom Room. You idiot, don't talk nonsense like that. Okay, are they talking about the room with the empty throne? And we see Sabo, he's like, he's got those ... and they're like, thanks. And then okay, so I guess looks like Sabo got Bonnie kind of outside of the castle, and it's like starts pointing directions. He's like, eggheads in the New World. We're heading in the opposite direction. Good luck on your voyage. And he's like, it's a little odd to see a radical revolutionary acting so friendly. Okay, so Bonnie's like, wait, even though you're like supposed to be this revolutionary and we gotta fight against the power, she's like, you're actually pretty nice. And then it says, well, we're both determined to save the same person. Yeah, look after my dad for me. All right, so good to see that Bonnie and Sabo kind of on good terms. Both trying to save Kuma, or see what they can do for him, get his body out of Marijois, and then Bonnie trying to go and see what she can do about reversing the process and getting dad restored. But that's pretty cool. And then we're jumping right into it. Looks like so we got the empty throne right there. And then we got the Gorosei members, and you got Cobra in his wheelchair just rolling up to them right there. And it says, King Cobra, ruler of Alabasta, what have you come to ask? And then we see Cobra, he's like, perhaps I should start from the beginning. All right, what's he about to draw? Is he about to mention the poneglyphs? Is he about to mention the ancient weapon? What is he about to drop? And then he said, all right, what's Cobra say? As you are aware, the organization known as the World Government was founded 800 years ago when 20 different monarchs came together. All right, just rehashing up a little history. Their families all promptly moved to Marijois to live as one clan, referred to as the Celestial Dragons. Again, stuff we already know, but we see the Gorosei and they're kind of just looking on like, all right, where are you going with this? The ones responsible for the creation of the world, and as such, they have ruled over their creation ever since. And we know that the Nefertari family was among those 20 people. But again, all of them kind of like have that look on their face like, all right, yeah, everybody knows this. Where are you going with this? Internally, the 20 were considered equal. And to ensure that no individual dictator would rise up from among them. Oh, does he know about Imu? They installed the empty throne. Each of them placed a weapon around the throne to symbolize their vow to never try and sit upon it. Alright, so he's like, yeah, that empty throne behind you, I know what that's all about. We created the world that as we know it right now, and we all agree, our families, I should say, agreed. None of us are going to try and sit on this throne and be higher than the other 20 families, or, the other 19 families, I should say. But, alright. So now we're getting a little close up. We see Cobra right there, and he's looking kind of feeble in that wheelchair. And you got all the Gorosei just looking gangster just up on him like, yeah, where are you going with this, bro? It says, at the same time, new royal families were handpicked to rule the nations that the founders could no longer preside over. Those families are still in power to this day. In order to ensure the smooth transition, all references mentioning the previous dynasty's reign were removed from each of the founders' respective home countries. Okay, yes, we know about that. Although we know the Tontadas kind of remembered a little bit about the Doflamingos having been the previous rulers and stuff like that. And then what do we got? Okay, so we see, with the sole exception of Alabasta, the monarch at the time was Queen Lily of House Nefertari. While her name was immortalized as one of the founding 20, she did not stay to become a celestial dragon. All right, so we're going back in history, 800 years ago, and it says instead she was to return to Alabasta to continue her reign, which is why the Nefertari family has continued to act as sovereigns. And again, they're just looking at him like, dot, 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 like, where are you going with this? Like, what are you about to say? And then it says, this also means that only 19 weapons were ever placed around the empty throne. Okay, wait. So the Nefertari's never placed a weapon around the throne? Is that what he's going for? He's like, it's all as you say, but what exactly is your point? Okay, so now they're kind of like chiming in like, all right, yo, what are you talking about? He's like, I've scoured all of my kingdom's ancient texts, but as far as I can tell, all known accounts chronicling the period after the Void Century have one thing in common. And it says, her name isn't mentioned once. Okay, so if she didn't go and, join the Celestial Dragons, then I guess her kind of history with the country, or their family's history with the country, shouldn't have been removed, because they were continuing their reign, right? But he can't find anything even mentioning her name once. And then it says, it appears Queen Lily never made it home. Oh, did Imu make this Queen of Alabasta disappear once already in history? Queen Lily never made it home to Alabasta. Okay, that explains why she's not mentioned, because she never made it back. And if she never made it back, then, oh, snap. It says, and the burden of ruling the country fell to her younger brother. Do you have any record of what became of her? Okay, so we're getting right to it. To be blunt, oh, damn, is he about to drop some truth? Like, the real ruler of the world told us to assassinate her because she didn't go along with the plan. And then, oh man, okay, so we're getting that garden where we have, where we see Imu when he was reviewing the pictures, and then it looks like a Den Den Mushi is ringing right there on like a little pedestal. And it says, it is true that of the 20 families, the Nefertari line did not move here. However, it was believed that the queen returned back to her country after that decision. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that details about her motives and journey are lost to the annals of history. We simply do not know. I'm calling massive BS right now. Just throwing the flag like, nope, not buying it. And then even Cobra, he just kind of looks at him like, and then it says, oh, we get right into it. Okay, he's like, in that case, what is the meaning of D? Like, no, are we about to actually get what the D means? Monkey D Luffy, Monkey D Guard, Monkey D Dragon, Jaguar D Saul, Marshall D Teach, Gold D Roger, Portgas D Ace, like, and they're like, why do you ask? It says, the truth is, a short letter penned by the queen has been passed down from one generation to the next. Ooh, damn, did they mess up and leave a loose end that they haven't been able to clean up for the last 800 years? Because they're kind of like, oh shit, what did she say in that letter? Damn, okay, we're cutting away. Okay, so we're cutting back outside of the castle. It says, public courtyard, Pangea Castle. Stop, please stop. And then, okay, we see Kuma right there. Please, I beg you. Oh, okay, so we're going back to Shirahoshi. And it's like, it hurts, someone help me. And we see Shirahoshi being wrapped up in chains by Kuma right there. And he's holding on to her. If she keeps squirming, don't hesitate, Pappy. I finally caught myself a giant mermaid. And then they're like, excellent work, Charlos. Oh no, okay, so like they're over there, the stupid celestial dragons. He's all happy. He's like, I finally caught my big mermaid, like an idiot. Like, God, I wish Luffy would have just like taken him out or like broke his jaw so he couldn't talk anymore. But it says, everyone's looking on the fishmen. They're like, they can't do anything. And Shirahoshi's like straight up captured right here. And then dumbass, he's like, I wonder what she eats. I'm gonna ride you to town every single day. And if you don't listen, you'll know nothing but pain. Alright, so just like as stupid as he is, just evil. Like that's all he is, just pain and evil. And it says, no, please. Okay, so Shirahoshi, she's like crying out, begging for someone to come and save her. And then is like, oh, this is bad. Her papa and all the guards are all still in the meeting tower. Quick, before anything else happens. Okay, what do we got? Who's gonna try and come in? They're like, run away. damn, they're just abandoning. Everyone's just running away from the situation. And she's like, that's so heartless. We didn't see a thing. And he's like, hey, mermaid, did you just say no to me? I won't tolerate. Said, okay, so Charlos is already over there. Like, you say no to me? She's a stranger. Forget about her. It's not like she was going to agree to any of our marriage proposals. Okay. Wow, these guys are creeps. So because they like, oh, Shirahoshi wouldn't have accepted our marriage apology, or not apology, but our marriage proposal, like, let's dip out. We didn't see nothing. Like, they're just straight up cowards. And then, oh, okay, what's it? I think this is Fukuboshi. He's like, out of the way, you spineless algae. It's the delegates from Ryugu Kingdom. Don't be foolish. You'll doom your country. All right, so even as they're trying to run away, they're like, you idiot. If you do something, like, your country is screwed. They will be targeted by the Celestial Dragons for their wrath. And then Shirahoshi, she's like just crying, and I think she sees him. And then it says, forgive us, Shirahoshi. We only looked away for a moment. Let's go home and never come back to this rotten place. All right, so the fishmen are ready to just straight up burn the bridges with the world government. Like, they don't care. They're not about to let their princess get, like, stolen right in front of them and do absolutely nothing. Like, you know, as much as they want to honor Otohime's dream of, you know, bridging the gap between fishmen and humans and getting rid of that animosity, like, they're not going to let, you know, for Fukuboshi, you know, his sister get taken and be a casualty of that war. And then what do we got next? And okay, so we see him there, like, it looks like all three brothers are kind of rushing in. He's like, damn celestial dragons. And he's just kind of looking on. And then there's do away the small fry, my invincible slave. And we see Kuma getting ready to fire the laser. And then, damn, okay, so Kuma just looks like he blows up, like, just right in the center of all three brothers. And we just see them go flying. And then it says, the warlord Bartholomew Kuma. It truly is pitiful to see how far you've fallen. But we can't stop now. Let's do it. Ryuboshi, Manboshi. Alright, so about to get a combo attack right here. And then we see Dummy. He's like, get them, Kuma. Who cares if they're royalty? No one will complain if we bury them in money. Besides, they're just fish. Alright, so this dude just has no respect for anyone that isn't Celestial Dragon. Just a total piece of trash. And then, okay, it looks like we got Rebecca and the Tontatas over there with Leo. And they see Shirahoshi all chained up. And it's like, Princess Rebecca. Oh, and she's like, he's the worst. Rebecca, that's the baddie from before. And then, what do we guys like? Hey, Mosgard, I can hit him, right? By all means, I'll take full responsibility. And we got Sai over there getting ready to whack the crap out of him. But he's like, but a royal like you must show restraint, Prince Fukuboshi. And then we see him. He jumps in front of him, puts his arms up to stop him. And he's like, Mosgard, you hit me earlier. How could you? Kuma, kill him. All right, but even though he's being ordered by a Celestial Dragon, it is technically to kill another Celestial Dragon. So I don't know. Will that be against Kuma? It doesn't look like it, because Kuma looks like he's got his, hand up ready to fire off a laser. And then he's like, what's the difference, Mosgard? We can't just sit back and let him treat our little sister like that, right? So Fukuboshi, he's like snapping at Mosgard. And he's like, escaping is easier for them. They don't have a country to think about. And then all of a sudden, we see, okay, it looks like the Tontatas jumping into action. They're pirates. And we see Hashokan Secret Art. So is one of them going to kick him? And then, oh, damn. Okay, so Luffy's allies right here. The Straw Hat Grand Fleet. We got Sai. We got Leo from the Tontatas. And then we see Shirahoshi. She's like looking at them. She's like, Sir Leo, Sir Sai. And they're like, oh my god, don't do it. Don't do it. He's a Celestial Dragon. Like, don't do it. And we just see him, what's his name, Charlos. He just looks up and he's like, can't believe that they're about to smash him. And then we just see Leo with his tail hammer. And then we see Sai with a drilled dragon nail just right on top of his head. Oh, you just see him just getting crushed down, just like breaking the bones in his head and his neck, just crushing them down into his body right there. Beauty, just absolute beauty right there. And then, yep, in the next panel, you see his face is like all squished down. And then, you know, everyone's like probably freaking out right now. They're like, oh my god, they just killed a celestial dragon. Like, what the hell's going on? And then, yep, you see the kings are like, oh my god, Charlos, we're all doomed. That must have killed him. We all saw it happen. All right, so, I mean, if they, you know, quote unquote, did kill him, like, just imagine how high their bounties are about to go if they make it and escape, you know, and live long enough to get new bounties. And that's just going to help, you know, increase Luffy's prestige since they're, you know, his underlings. And then it says, they murdered a celestial dragon. And Admiral's going to show up for sure. Alright, so we see Kuma still looking like he's getting ready to fire. And then you see Sai and Kuma, or Sai and Leo just looking at him like, oh, damn. And then what do we got? And then, oh, damn, Morley just swimming up out of the ground, or coming up out of the ground. He's like, stop picking on Kuma-chan. And he just straight up grabs Kuma, you know, because Morley's massive. And then everyone's like freaking out, like, where the hell did this dude come from? We see Kuma, you know, he's all beaten up and bloody. And then we see Morley, you know, he's crying. He's like, you don't have to listen to anyone's orders anymore. It's okay. Let's go home together. All right, so Morley can't stand to see his friend like this, you know, as a slave being forced to kill someone against his will. He's like, nah, you're done. Like, we're going home. Let's go. You're not taking any more orders. And then, like, everyone, the onlookers, like, what the hell is going on? Like, how in the hell did where did a giant just pop out of nowhere? And they're like, Morley, I've got the keys from Sabo. Alright, so we see the crow right there, Karasu. And they're like, hang on, is he an intruder? They're like, that's Morley. He's a captain in the Revolutionary Army. Alright, okie dokie. Let's head down, Karasu. Alright, so they're about to dip out. They got Kuma, which was kind of their last thing to do, I think. You know, they got the slaves. They got the keys for the slaves. Now they got Kuma. Like, it's time for them, you know, Morley and Karasu and Lindbergh to all dip out right there. And then it says, look how they massacred my boy. And he's still just all crunched down. His neck is all busted. And then we see Sai. He's kind of standing in front of Shirahoshi, who's still, you know, still bound up in chains. But it looks like because Morley took her, you know, no one's holding the chains. And then, oh, okay, we're going back. We see Imu walking up, and we just see ... and he's walking up to the throne. I'm guessing this is in the middle of the meeting. And then, yeah, oh, this must be why they have to kill Cobra. He must be about to be like, I'm going to reveal the truth to you, and then I'm going to kill you. Says, great Imu, King Cobra is still present, and this dude just is straight up walking to his empty throne, and you just see Cobra's like, what the hell is going, who is this? Like, never in a million years did he probably think that there was somebody above the Celestial Dragons and above the Gorosei that would have the gall to sit in this throne. And then we just see the eyes, you know, those like Hawkeye looking eyes, and then Imu speaks. He's like, Lily, or she, whoever Imu is. And then they sit into the throne. Thump. Oh, that's a badass shot. And then it says, no hesitating to sit on the throne. Alright, just like a straight up gangster. Imu's like, yeah, this is my throne. I rule this world. Like, oh, I'm a little bummed. I thought we were about to get the explanation of what the D means. Like, they brought it up. We brought it up in front of the Gorosei, but clearly we know why Cobra gets killed now, but the question is, how much does Imu reveal to Cobra before he kills him? And are we going to kind of see that interaction? And unfortunately, we will not be seeing it next week because we are on break next week. So there's going to be, I'm guessing, tons of theories coming out about what Imu's about to reveal and, you know, what could possibly be coming next. So, yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this chapter. This is definitely a fire chapter. Let me know what you think Imu's about to tell them. Do you think it's one of the Gorosei that actually kills Cobra? Like, actually gets their hands dirty and kills Cobra? Let me know what you guys thought about the rest of the chapter. If I missed anything, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as the bell icon to be notified of all my future videos. Have a wonderful day.